All right. How do I do this shit? How do I invite someone? Oh. Add a host. There we go. What's up?
Hello.
Cool. All right, we got it. Nice. I was panicking because I forgot I was supposed to, you're supposed to name the live. Apparently you can do that. And I always forget. And so I altered it. But I'm going to quickly put in the link onto, Twitter and stuff so that people know we're live. Because, no one probably knows we're live right now. I don't think anyone's in here right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can find
No,
this.
yeah, let's do that. This is the first time I've done a live, so I was being a proper technological grandma. How do I get paid on this?
The only way I can share it is I have to log in through my other TikTok account and then find my live, through that account, and then I have to click share copy link from there. Otherwise, I can't find it, and then I have to go onto Twitter and be like, okay, and then once I post mine, you can we got some people in the house right now. Once I do post it, you can just pop out of your TikTok live super quick if you want to reshare it on your Twitter. So I'll let you know when I click tweet. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, y'all?
Hello. I've actually got my laptop up, so I'll just
fire.
my laptop, and that'll be fab. Oh, hello.
Can you see the comments, by the way, or is that just my end?
Yeah, I can.
So we can see the same people, like NF_she, we've created Viking. You can see those comments?
No.
Oh, okay. So we have two separate. That's the issue when we do lives with two people and they're both hosts. Is you get your own comments and I get my own comments. But it's so frustrating because I'm like, I don't know. I just wish it wasn't like that. I don't understand why that's a thing. But
you just have to tell me what they're saying, what's going on.
Yeah, we'll just have to.
I'll find out.
Yeah, if I can ever get this tweet out. Okay, I am live on TikTok with Dom.
Okay. Yeah.
Talking about, I don't know, we're talking about life, NFTs, branding, etc. Okay, link posted. Boom. All right, if you want to reshare, I just posted it there, and then I'll reshare on the our exhibition one.
Right, let me do that. Sorry, this is a very boring live for everyone right now because it just asks.
This is always how it is on all lives. On all lives, it starts like this. Okay. For all my YouTube lives, it's the same shit. I'm like, the first 2.5 minutes, I'm like, okay, guys, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm just putting in fucking links and stuff. You guys just hang out for a second. And then I'm like, I'm always like, I'm going to edit it later and cut the beginning, but never do it. So.
No.
Whatever. All right, cool.
Show the real us.
All right, I got everything out. Did you already do your shit or did you already repost if you're gonna do that?
Yes, and I'll also post it on my Discord.
Oh, fire! Nice.
Real quick.
Tom's in the house. Let's go. Wait,
hello.
Tom. What is?
Oh, I can see Creative Viking now.
It's cool because I'm seeing some of y'all have profile pictures as NFTs. I'm trying to see what Tom's is. It looks like some kind of ape or monkey, and then I see NFT with World Impact has a pineapple, it looks like. We got some cool peeps now. So what's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about, it's just going to be I feel like at the beginning when I was doing these artist podcasts, it was this formal thing. But now I think it's we're all just going live all the time. I feel like it's just turning into just discussions and talks and chats. So we're talking about life, NFTs, how we got in, what's our favorite things about it, what we're trying to do here, stuff like that. And so I guess I'll just leave with my intro. I'm an NFT YouTuber. I've been here for a few months. I got here right before the summer for NFTs. I started making content at the end of in September time. And I'm just giving this intro for people watching it. I don't know if you know. And then just make content about that. And then I got really into NFT art and artists, and I've just been trying to use my platform to help lead that charge because I'm excited for 2022. But yeah, that's me.
That is so cool. It's crazy. I've only been here, since the summer. But yeah, for everyone who's watching that doesn't know me, I'm Dom. I'm 23 years old. I live in London. I've been in the NFT space for, I want to say 3 weeks. So massive newbie. I started when I was isolating because I had COVID. I felt very inspired to do something with my life. And here I am 3 weeks later. I've got my first collection out, and I'm like so deep into this, and it's been absolutely fantastic so far.
Yeah. What has COVID been like for you? Because I got it like last year in 2020, I think. First couple months it was out, and nothing happened to me. I was just chilling, so I was like, nothing happened as far as symptoms.
Really? That's so chilled. I didn't have it that bad. So I had Miss Omicron, who, as we know, is not like that severe. I think I was ill for like 2 days, and then just had to ride out the rest of the days where I couldn't go out, but felt fine. But literally everyone I know had it in London. London was a proper hotbed, like friends of friends, everyone literally had it. So we were all in it together.
Yeah. Tom Young, he said that's super fast for like how long we've been in the space. The thing is with NFTs is that try and move this. Let's see what's better. Okay. So with NFTs, you said 3 weeks you've been in or something like that?
I think so. I think it was like the 20th of December, 18th, 20th. So
yeah, I think for a lot of people, like those first few weeks, like it moves so fast that you learn so much. I remember when I got in, I was like a month into YouTube, and I was like, damn, I feel like a veteran. And I was like, I've only been here for like 4 weeks, and so fast forward like 2 extra months past that, I've been here for 3 months in the content world, and I was like, man, I really feel like a veteran. This is bizarre. Like, I don't know what it's even gonna be like in a year. It's like someone put that in my Discord in the at New Year's. They were like, damn, like this place is gonna be so different next year. And I was like, oh my god, this Discord has only been alive for 4 months. So I'm like, what the fuck? It's insane.
It's literally out of this world. It's so crazy. And when you think about it, a year is not a short time. Like sometimes it feels daunting to think about, when you're setting a goal and you're starting a project, you're like, oh, I'll only get success in a year or in 6 months. That's such a long time. I want it now. I want it instantly. I think years or months are really not long time frames at all. I think about where you were like a year ago or 2 years ago and how time has flown by.
Yeah.
It just goes so quickly.
It moves so fast, and the whole like universe is moving. Like everything is moving fast now. NFTs are just at the forefront. I feel like we're like the very tip top. We're like the first in a roller coaster. We're like the first row. I feel like NFTs are just first for everything, and it's so interesting because like social media is like that. Like people love TikTok because you can get instant gratification in a full video within 10 seconds. You can get like middle, beginning, end in 5 seconds. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, man. Oh my god, like this little world has been insane. Tom Young says Kate equals OG.
You are an OG.
That is so fun. I'm excited for next year. If I go to NYC NFT or NFT NYC, whatever that's called, like an in real life event, I'm like, wow, that'd be crazy. If in a year, if I have done everything that I think I should, like that would be actually really be cool because we could do like a meetup. We could do the art exhibition meetup, like get all the artists together, the Joyagers. I was like, holy shit, that'd be crazy. And so I'm excited. I'm so excited for 2022.
That'd be so sick. Yeah, I was thinking about whether I would travel up to go, just like as a attendant. We'll see what COVID is saying at the time.
Well,
and I have the highest hopes.
We went to, when I was in California, we went to that in real life event, but it was very small because like literally nobody knows what NFTs are. I didn't know that until a couple times in public when I was asked what I do. And I was just like, oh, I make YouTube videos about NFTs. And they literally were like, I had never heard of that. And I was like, oh, the crypto? And they were like, oh, that Bitcoin thing, right? And I was like, wow, most people really have no idea what this shit is. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I just feel like now you're in this world, everything is NFTs, like everything you think about is NFTs. I see a painting on the wall and I'm like, wow, I would buy that if it was an NFT.
I literally always think that, or I'm always like bugging people when like I see a cool artist, I see them and I'm like, you should make this an NFT right now.
Yeah, no, literally.
And they're like,
and so many artists who are doing that.
Because I sound like I'm some like multi-level marketing, hey girly, kind of like spamming them. But I'm like, no, it's real.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What your experience has been, because it's so fresh for you. But you started in as an artist and creator. Mine was like I just started trying to. I don't even know. I was just making content. I was like, oh my god, NFTs and like. I made a couple of good flips since we had this Discord community that was just us figuring out NFTs, but I didn't come in from like a creator artist standpoint. So what has that been like for you?
It's been really good, actually. It's been so motivating. So I've done art I mean, since childhood. I'm an only child, so a lot of the activities I did when I was younger were like things you do by yourself. So I did so much art, um, especially like I'd say the past 10 years or so. I've been very much into it, kind of curating my own personal style. I've got an art Instagram, but I'd say for the past year and a half, I haven't really done anything. It's like COVID sucked all the motivation out of
Yeah.
me, and I really like say lost like a sense of self as an artist. Like I'd done a few bits of arts and crafts, like I got into the rugging when that was big in TikTok.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed those things, but I'd really like my personal identity as an artist had been put on pause for a really long time. And then what inspired me to get into the space is Katie's account, Brooklyn NFTs, which I'm sure a lot of the viewers here have seen.
Probably.
And she came from a background where she didn't have art experience, but I kind of saw it and I thought, I do. And if this person can do it, and I followed their journey for like 3-4 weeks, and I saw her go from like 0 to sell out. And I was like,
yeah,
I can do that too. I can already do art. So that's not the daunting part. The daunting part is the learning. But at least I had like confidence in one aspect of it. Although I'd never made art on Procreate. So that was a learning curve. But
was it though? Like, how long did that take you?
It didn't take me a long time. I had made digital art before on Art Rage, like when I was a lot younger. Like I had a tablet, so I had dabbled in it. But yeah, it was a learning curve, but you can learn quite quickly, I think. There's a lot of content out there to help you out, and so many people that just want to show you how to do it.
It's so helpful. It's like the most helpful thing. It's like, I forget who said it in a podcast, but they're like, Procreate's almost too easy. It may have been Sean in my episode. He was like, it almost makes it so easy that it's like laughable. You can draw a line and just hold it and it just becomes straight, or like you got a perfect circle, which I didn't even know about. But yeah, after just a few weeks messing on Procreate, I was like, yo, this is actually dope. And you can actually make things that look like, there's ideas in my head that I've always wanted to draw, but I can't draw on paper. I just suck at drawing. And then on Procreate, I was able to like somehow make it. And I was like, wow, that's dope. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
love Procreate now. I want to create another piece, and I don't have access to Procreate right now because I don't actually have an iPad. I was borrowing my mum's for Christmas, but I'm back home in London now, so I'm not with her. And then I started doing it, and I just think in my head, like, this would be so much fucking easier on Procreate. So I could just undo and things like that. It's so user friendly. Like anyone who's feeling a bit daunted about creating digital art, like, don't worry about it. Procreate wants you to succeed.
They've seen our art and they're like, you guys are awful. We're just gonna automate fucking everything for you. Servius just comes in and says, I definitely found a way to make art without being good at it. LOL, that's so funny. Yeah, that's literally true, dude. Like I really can't draw. And so I've just been like, so what I can do is if I have a piece of something, I can put it right there and then draw it down here and I can make it look pretty good. But if I don't have that piece, I literally can't draw for shit. I don't know what or how or anything. And I can't visualize it because I'm not, I don't know. I just can't like visualize in my head and be able to like kind of draw it. And so I've always been like insecure about drawing, even though that sucks because like I have all these ideas for animation stories I want to do, but I was like, but I want to create the characters though, but I have this idea that I can't pull it out of my head. And now I'm like, Procreate has just solved that for me.
How have you found animating on there? Because I saw, the animated piece that you put out with the voice as well. Did you use it on Procreate too?
No, I need to because the way I'm doing it's way extra work. I basically just screenshot her open eyes, open mouth, and then closed eyes, closed mouth, and then open eyes, closed mouth, and I just screenshot it and then I just stitch it together on an editing software for Movie Maker or for Final Cut Pro. And then I just like I record I don't record. I just record a TikTok. And then I type out what she's going to say in different paragraphs. And then I click the automated voice. And then I make it to the girl on the end, all the way at the end, just like a normal voice. And then I go into Final Cut and I put a distortion over her voice, which makes her sound like a not demonic, but kind of like this weird, like multiple voice. Like there's like 4 voices on the track. And it mixes all of them together. So it turns into this like weird thing. And that's like inspired from Lord of the Rings, from the Elf Queen there. But that's how I made that. There is a way to animate on Procreate. I haven't like.
Yeah, I tried it too. But I mean, the way that you did it turned out sick. Like, it looks great. But yeah, it sounds like you can cut yourself a few steps if you wanted.
Probably. Yeah, probably. Honestly, I just love the idea of the animation. Same thing with the photography NFT that I'm working on, where I'm drawing on the back of my photography piece. I'm
Yeah.
also making that a GIF, but the only way I know how to do it is to just like screenshot one dark and screenshot one light, and then just use both of those and toggle between the two and make it a video. But yeah, Lisa goes, holy moly, that's a heap of work. No, I'm definitely not doing myself any favors here. That's my big problem, is sometimes I'll do something wrong because it's just easier, and I just don't learn like the easier way, and it's just faster. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's all right. We're all here to learn.
Yeah, definitely. I did have one question. I forget. I think some of these questions I wrote down were from Discord and Twitter's, and then also on just like things I came up with. So I don't know which one's which, but it says, why did you get obsessed with NFTs? Like, can you explain why we're obsessed with NFTs? I think someone asked on Twitter because they were confused about it themselves. They were like, why am I obsessed? Like, why can't I stop thinking about these picture things online that are just concepts of marketing that is just new, but like, why are we getting obsessed with it? So I'm actually really curious to see what you think. I hope you have an answer, because I don't have an answer yet.
I think I'm obsessed because it's just like a fresh, fast moving space. And you're able to reach so many more people, and there's such like an engaged community. When I compare it to when I tried to sell prints of physical art, because I've tried to sell my art in other formats before, so sell originals, sell prints, and it didn't go that well. Like, I would sell a couple here or there, but they're usually friends or friends of friends.
Yeah.
But here, you've just been able to reach so many people, and there's just like always something going on and so much support, and it just gives you that daily little serotonin kick, I guess. I think that probably makes you like addicted to it. Like, someone's like, wow, that's so cool, and then you see someone else who's like, oh, that's so cool, and it's just such a buzz of everything that's going on. And now I'm in it, I just can't get out of it again. Like, I don't know what else am I going to do with the
content part, right?
Yeah,
it's the content part. We see everyone else doing everything that they're doing, and then everyone that they know doing their thing, and then we're like, oh, we're doing our thing, and it's like we're all part of this big, like how you said, we're all buzzing. There's like this whole room of us.
And then, like, when I was selling physical art, there was no sense of that kind of community, or maybe there was for others, but I didn't find it at all. But now I have.
That's the difference. It's way it's way more scalable online, because you can meet, and Lisa's literally in fucking Australia. Face to Our Faces is in the UK. We got like many people not in this country who are in this live right now, and it's dope, and it's fun. It's way more fun than real life most of the time, honestly. But it is weird because you forget that you're like have like this double life where you don't, like, you're not doing it. If you're not on Twitter or TikTok or on YouTube at that current moment, technically you're not in NFTs, because NFTs lives online. So if you're like out at the bar, or if you're out at the gym or at your friend's house and you're doing something else, you have this like separate entire portion of life, and it almost feels like it feels almost like the bench, like second string life to me now.
Yeah, I've been very naughty because I'm just on my phone all the time, like talking to people on Discord or something, and out with my friends, I'm like, sorry, let me just do this really quick. This is my other life. I need to tend to it. I need to cultivate it. Anyway, what were you saying? Come back into the room.
Yeah, and it matters is the problem. Like, it all does help. You spending extra 20 minutes on Twitter does help, but there's like this never-ending like wave you're on where it's like, it almost feels like there's never a good time to get off. Kind of like if you've ever ridden a skateboard or a surfboard or a snowboard. Sometimes you get to a point where you're like, should I be getting off soon, or should I just keep going and keep going fast? Like, I remember the first time I went snowboarding, or the first time I learned snowboarding, and I was actually doing it. And I remember I was like on like the hard level one, and we was like literally straight down. And at this point I was like down here, and I was like, I have to stop probably the next like 10 seconds somehow. And I can't stop. And I don't know how to move because I'm going so fast. And I'm just like, wow, I guess I'm going to fall or something. And I literally just like flopped over. So I mean, that's kind of how NFTs feel. Like, there's never a time where I'm like, okay, I should read, or I should like go exercise, or like do something else. It's been a struggle for me lately.
I was going to ask you actually, like, so are you full-time content creator? Is this all you do? Or do you have like a day job? At all?
Yeah, Yeah, I did until right when the YouTube thing kicked off in like October, I
Mm,
think, is when I went full time. So I was doing DoorDash. So right before I did YouTube, I was traveling the country, living in my car, and so I was just doing that, making like travel type of content. And then one
mm,
day I was like, man, I should just make NFT content. Like that's all I do anyway. Like might as well just start making videos on it. I don't see any good content. So I started making videos, and about like 10 or 12, 20, I don't know, 10, 15 videos later, I made a video calling out a project and
mm.
saying, hey, by the way, like if you guys need someone on the team who knows NFTs, hit me up. And so they literally messaged me like the next day and were like, hey, we want you on the team. And that put me into
Heck,
full time. So basically I was like, okay, so I'm making YouTube videos and you're paying me to just be like your NFT person. And so fire. And that was literally it. I was like, okay, that's
great.
not that much, but it's enough to like barely go full time. And I kind of just rolled with that. And then I just found other like different revenue streams from like a lot of consulting work, a lot of my commission work.
Mm,
But a lot of it's coming from, like the archive of videos that I made. The
mm.
like clients come in and see that, and they just want like exposure. They just want to be part of like that series or whatever. And so now it's entirely full time, and it's like the best thing ever. Because door dashing every day, driving like 10 hours a day, delivering
Mm.
foods and shit. I was like, this is fine, but this sucks. I was like, this sucks. So yeah. Right now I did finally go full time, so I'm really happy. But how about you?
Sorry, just to interrupt. I don't know if you saw on your end, but I saw Turtleneck NFTs just sent us a massive pop-up air dancer thing. He's spinning things on my
Oh
face,
what?
and it's
Oh, I
quite
see
fun.
that. I see him putting random like little top hats on your head or something.
Yeah,
How do you do that? Wait, how do
fun.
you do
Thank
that?
you.
Can I do that?
Really enjoying those. But day job. Yes, I do have a day job. I mean, if I started NFTs 3 weeks ago and I quit my day job, I think that would be a little
Yeah,
bit
that'd be ridiculous.
worrying. That would not be
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I have a day job. I work in a tech startup, like an insurance startup here in London. But I work in a non-technical role. So I just work in compliance. Um, but it's just a job that I've had since I graduated in 2020. So just what I started doing after uni.
Hmm.
Not really much to say about it really. Job's a job.
Yeah, true, true. Yeah, for me, I did the normal jobs. I remember growing up, and for so I just didn't. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like. I would get so bored so quickly, so I could never
Oh
last
yeah.
more than a year at any job. Like I lasted one job that lasted 2 years, but it was only because there was a 6 month break in between it because it was like a summer
Mm,
job. And so I was just like, man, I just like can't do this thing. Like I suck at keeping a job. That's not good. If you can't keep a job, like that's not good at all. And so, and all I remember in high school and college, they were like, oh man, like so you're good at talking and you're good at like I don't know, like being comfortable and like whatever. And so I was like, okay, so it looks like clerk's a good option. Like cashier would be a cool job. And I
mm,
was like, oh, sick. And that's when like I found online social media. That's what I've always wanted to do. And
mm.
so like a year ago, I started podcasting, and then I was like, well, one day I'll interview big people, and I guess all these podcasts until then is just practice, and that's literally
Yeah.
exactly how it happened, which is incredible. But yeah, for me, I feel like there was no other like alternative, and so I just kind of just like kept going, and then just like snagged at an opportunity that's just random. This world is super random. You
Yeah.
might meet someone someone might DM you on Twitter because they saw your TikTok video and be like, "Yo, Dom, I have an NFT project, and we're just gonna like we just want you on it. Like, what do you need to be able to
Yeah.
do this time?" And that's like a very possible thing that's happening every day.
I know. It's so sick. I can also, do I hear a dog in the background?
Yes, dude, she's whining because
Oh, let's have a look.
here, hold on. Oh wait, I can just flip this around, right? There we go.
You're asking the wrong
Circus.
gal.
Here she is. Wait, what happened? Oh,
It's black. There we go. Hi, baby.
Circus.
I can hear you crying. You upset?
Oh yeah,
You
she's
upset
upset
that
because
your
she wants to
daddy's
leave the
busy?
room. Here, hold on.
Oh.
Oh, look at my chicken nuggets. That's fun. Here, Circus, come on. Come
Come say hello to everybody.
She's like, unless you're opening that door, I'm not getting up. Okay, fine.
Fair enough. Oh, I miss my
Oh,
dog
all
so
that
much.
whining, you're not gonna go? Oh, where'd she
No.
go?
There we
Like
go.
this is actually kind of funny looking at this behind the scenes on camera. Behind the scenes of like the setup. So we have fake wood because I'm moving soon, so I didn't feel like buying a wooden desk, and so I have like a plastic table with just fucking wood stuff over it. And then I'm sick, and so I have like big ass thing of tissues, drugs,
dear.
food, laptop. It's kind of cool. Right on. Okay.
Got your
I'm gonna put
noodle,
this back
babe.
on. Yeah, love it. Okay. There we go. But
That's
behind
a
the
good little
scenes.
setup.
It's
Mine
fine. Yeah,
is.
it's fine for what it is right now because I'm living at my parents' house still, and gearing up to leave the next couple of months, hopefully. But it's pretty good. You know, I like it.
Nice. Where are you going to move to, do you reckon?
Oh my God, I don't know. I really am thinking about Minneapolis. Every time I say Minnesota, which is in Minnesota, they're like, "Why would you go there? That's such a random place in the middle of nowhere." But I just love the city. It's really cheap, so I can live in like a really nice place for like whatever like normal prices for most places. And one of my friends is a Spotify artist out there, so I want to maybe live out there with him and like see him more for a year. But at that point, like I don't know because I need to probably get like my like I want to get my brand kind of like trademarked, so I gotta like pay for that like lawyer stuff. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm not really sure. I'm probably gonna err on the side of like being thrifty on stuff for a while, so I can get myself like on my feet and going. And then once I'm moving, like okay, I can like start upgrading a little bit. But like right now, like in these in between years, because how old are you?
23.
23. Okay, me too. Yeah, like in these younger years, nothing's stable in our life. Everything feels unstable. We don't know what we're doing or where we're going. So like it just feels like stressful. Doing everything.
Oh my God, yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
So we've got Chris Kelly saying he's been to Minnesota. He loves it.
Oh, fine. Yeah, people. That's the thing. People who've been to Minnesota, they all love it. But then, like, every time you haven't been, like, I hadn't been before, and I was like, Shota, why the fuck do you live in Minnesota, dude? That is such a random ass place. And he was like, you don't get it. He's like, come to Minneapolis. Like, you don't get it. And I went there, and I was like, okay, I was wrong. This place was awesome. It was beautiful. Yeah. Okay, then I have one question. What in your life led you to NFTs? Like, what was the reason? And I think we got to that because you said it was her TikTok, right?
Yeah,
was it the first
TikTok.
time you ever heard of it?
No, I had heard of NFTs. I've been like vaguely aware of them since the summer because I'm kind of like was always a light crypto dabbler. Like always had a few little investments here and there, but nothing crazy, not like a trader, not like big money. But always, kept like my finger in the pie.
Yeah.
For like a couple of years now, and then the news of NFTs trickled down to me. I think like in last summer. And I was broadly aware of it, and I think had like broad awareness of like some of the bigger projects, that were really famous, like the apes and things like that. But I'd never actually considered doing it myself, also mostly because I didn't really know about this artist space that we're part of, where it was just normal people making art. And then it was literally, as we said, it's such crazy luck because Katie's, who's at Brooklyn NFTs for everyone, TikTok came up on my feed and I just happened to pay attention to it, and I happened not to scroll past it within the first 5 seconds.
Could you imagine if you would literally
you never
not
know with these things, because sometimes you get those videos that's like, here's how to make so much money at home or something, and you're like, whatever. Yeah. This one, I just happened to scroll past, and I remember I was actually sitting in the same place that I was now.
Wow,
and it really piqued my interest.
Weird.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and it caught my memory, and I remember, so this is before I went home for Christmas, before the COVID, and I think I just kind of like made myself a note, like, look into this. Like when I get home, when I'm off work for the Christmas, I'm going to look into it. Yeah. And then as I followed her, more of her videos came up, and then I kind of sped up my process from like look into this to like fuck it, do this.
Right.
Yeah, and it's literally all from her, and I know that she was inspired by Sydney, so it's like a chain of women.
Yeah. Oh my God! I get comments. Did you see that TikTok thing that they're doing? Let me see if I can find you. You see it, right? Oh my God, that is the funniest shit ever. That is literally like one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That needs to go viral. It's like pissing me off that those videos haven't gone viral. It's like, oh, damn.
I know. I love it. I need to do mine.
Yeah,
I'm literally obsessed.
Yeah, that shit was so funny. But yeah, I was gonna say,
and the chain is carrying on.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, imagine if you had that same day clicked on a video right before it and paid attention to that, and it was about fucking something else, like, I don't know, like learning how to I literally can't think of a single thing ever in the history of the world. I can't think anything other than NFTs, and you would have been like, wow, like I should do that, and then you just skipped past the next one because you were thinking about that. Like, oh my god, that shit geeks me out because there's been multiple occasions in life where something weird happened after a
Yeah.
very, very like circumstantial situation where I could have just done the other thing and I would have avoided
Yeah.
this whole. And I'm just like, wow, that is like an entire relationship one time a few years ago spawned from like the most random, bizarre situation. And I was like, if I literally had not done one thing, I never would have met her, and 2 years of dating would have never happened. Like,
Oh my
that shit.
god. Well, you gotta tell us the story now. Can't just
Oh my
leave us
god.
hanging. You
Okay,
got
so this
time?
is in no, yeah, no, I have plenty of time. I think what is it, 30? Yeah, we have plenty of time. Yeah, so I was this girl named Meg in college. Bruh, my dog came back in, opened my door, and then it's just here. 1 second, let me close the door again because my voice is loud.
Go for it.
All right. Oh. Okay, so in 2018 or 2017, I was a sophomore in college, and I was RA at this dorm. And how did I get the RA job? I got the RA job because my mom knew the guy, I think. And so like a week before school started, I just got hired. And so I did that. I had never been to the school before. I was transfer, so it was like all new to me. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
And I'm like the youngest kid in my grade, so all the freshmen coming in are right at my age. So I like ended up being friends with like most of them. But anyways, there was and I'm in charge of like I think I was in charge of like the 6th floor or something like that, and then everyone else is just like someone else's responsibility. I'm like only in charge of like 100 kids. And so I was there, and so but it ended up being really cool. Most of the RAs sucked, so since I didn't suck and I was just super normal and I wasn't like out there to like get back at these kids, because a lot of these RAs were like bullied in high school, I think, so they like used this power and fucking like roasted these party kids because they were like probably those are the exact kids that bullied in high school. So they had like a vendetta against them, and I just didn't care. And so anyways, we were gonna go out to this frat party or something like that. I don't know. It was like a few weeks into school. And my friend Mallory, who's a couple floors below me, was like, hey, we're going to come up to your room. And it was like we were pre-gaming in my dorm with my friends. And so Mallory's like, hey, we want to come up. And we were supposed to like get something from my room. And so they're supposed to just pop in, leave, and we were going to meet them there. And so I thought it was just me and Mallory. I walked up to the door like in my fucking whatever I was wearing, probably something stupid. And I opened the door, and Mallory's like, what's up? And she walks in, and then Meg is standing right behind her, and like I didn't see her, so Mallory walks in, and then I'm just like right here, and we just like look at each other, and I literally like my jaw like actually dropped. It was so funny.
Oh, that's so cute.
I think back to it, and then we ended up just like talking the whole night, and then they ended up staying the whole time, and then we like started dating. So like that's just bizarre because like if she hadn't brought Meg, and the thing was Mallory was like, yeah, I didn't bring her. Almost, she just was like, oh, I'll come with you, and I was like, wow, if she hadn't said I'll come with you, that would have been it. And if they had left right after, that would have been it. And I'm like, wow, that is geeky.
I know. It is so crazy. These random things happen.
Yeah, no, it is bizarre. You can go in a completely different direction. Like the fact that we're talking about that when we started with the question of what in our life has like led us to NFTs and telling a story about a girlfriend I dated in high school or in college. That's so funny.
Yeah. You said you went to college. What did you study?
Oh my god, I studied public health, and I did nursing 1 year. And then I transferred schools. I didn't have nursing, so I dropped out of the nursing program, and I went to computer science for a year. Hated every single second of my life in computer science. My best friend Asha, he literally did sophomore year of college for me. Like I did not do anything in sophomore year. He just saved me the whole year. And then I transferred majors again and did public health because it was the only major in the science building that wouldn't take me 5 years to graduate. It would take me 4. And so I was like, public health, that works. That's fine. I'll get a job in a hospital or something. And never used it, never used that degree. How about you?
I did politics and philosophy. And it's a bit of a different system here because you can't really switch as you go on. Kind of you apply for this, you're getting this. I think if you have like a major problem, like you really want to switch, like some of my friends did like a double degree, like my friend Anna, who's on this live right now, did French and maths and then dropped the maths. But I think it's quite rare for people to change. Like I applied for politics and philosophy. I'm getting politics and philosophy, but I really liked it. It was really good.
Dude, philosophy and politics sounds super fucking interesting. That sounds like a fun degree. Maybe more fun than public health, at least.
It was amazing. Like, I miss it. I miss uni. I'm now doing a part-time master's, but I don't do it a lot of the time. I'm mostly working.
Mm.
So yeah, it doesn't take up a lot of my space, but that one's really cool too. I'm currently doing practical ethics. So it's more like the day-to-day, what do we do side. I did a
Oh.
really cool lesson on like the ethics behind, is it wrong to like beat up a sex robot, for example? Like different debates on each side. Some
Oh.
people would say it is wrong,
Yeah.
people would say it's not wrong. Or to
Yeah.
like rape a sex robot. Is that a thing? Can it happen?
Mm.
Debates in the modern age, as these technologies come out, we're like trying to figure it out and talk about it together.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
it's
that
so
is super.
cool.
Wow, yeah, because they can come up with all these new rules that we have to come up with because the world's changing. Like we need to like uh discuss robots and shit. Like what are we doing with this? Like what is this exactly? Like, are they gonna be basically humans? Because then what do we do? Like are they humans or like are they not? Like can we like what happens if they become develop like some kind of personality, or is it like an artificially created personality? Is it like
Yeah.
real? Then we have to get into like morality and all that stuff too. Then
Yeah.
factors. Oh my god, how much do you know about that world as far as just morality in general? Like, is that something that like how can you use that degree? I guess.
The practical ethics one. Well, to
Yeah.
be fair, ideally I would have been a philosophy master student, but I was like, I need to do something that helps me get a job. So practical ethics, kind of, you can go into like ethical consulting roles or things like that. Although I think
Okay.
the path for me is going to be more just like staying in academia, like going towards PhD and like never getting a real job ever. So I think that's where I'd like to end up
What
rather
do you
than
do
actually
if you get that? If you get like a PhD, what are you able to do with that? Like, do
teach
you get
more
to be like
people.
a philosopher and like speak and like teach classes and be like that
Yeah.
person? Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
so
I think
sick.
I'd much rather enjoy that. Like ever
Yeah.
since I've had a job, I realized that I don't like having a job. I need a job to have money, but
Yeah.
I much prefer like doing my own stuff, and I much prefer doing the masters. I think the path for me would just like trying to carry that on as much as I can. And then when you do research and you teach, it's like stuff that you want to do and stuff that you care about and you're interested in.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah, and
basically
that's
doing
part
what you want.
about your brand because you can build your brand and 2 or 3 times a week also throw in something about something that's interesting to you, maybe in philosophy or something, and you can kind of build that like brand. Like that's kind of how what I do. Like I have my interviews with
Yeah.
myself where I talk about other things. Every usually in like most of my videos I'll have like some kind of thing that's dedicated more to me versus like the content, and you can kind of use that brand and leverage to like or like you can use that brand sorry to leverage yourself in other situations where people are like, you know what, I fuck with like your content, but mainly I fuck with you, so I want to hire you to be my advisor here in this sense, and you can literally get a full-time job doing that. And so like that'd be lit as fuck for you because you're already kind of doing that on your TikTok, which I definitely want to talk about because you definitely have like there's a few creators that like Sydney and Katie can kind of like there's some kind of vibe that you aura that you put off that is in some way, I guess, as a confidence is the only word I can think of. It would be that's when you speak through the camera that you can notice. And so you guys have done an excellent job also stay ahead of the trends using the sounds that kind of bring in your personality to it. But is that all, like, did you just know how to do that? Were you just like looking at other creators and what they were doing? Because there's a lot of people who get started 3 weeks ago just like you and literally have made 7 videos and none of them are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't really have any kind of plan for it. Like a lot of my TikToks are very natural. They're just how I am. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
talking how I am. I mean, as I said a couple of times, I was inspired by Katie's and I liked her style and it really resonated
Yeah.
with me. Just the way that she was like, I want to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this. And she spoke in her natural style. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. What I do, the steps that I took and just share it with people and just try and share it in my own, but also kind of like a charismatic way.
Yeah.
So I'd never had any like social media experience. I never actually made any content in my life. I didn't really ever think I was going to be a person that makes any content. Like I've had TikTok for like a couple of years now and I've never made
Yeah.
one, never even felt interested in making one. But then I thought, okay, if I want to make this happen, I want to make this work, I need to make sure that people know about me in some way. TikTok seems like the right vessel for that, because you can reach people and then they can connect with me and see my face and I can talk to them.
Yeah.
They're like, let's go for it. But literally just like the first few kept it natural, just like showing what I was doing. And yeah, if you look at my TikTok, that's all like the first few are like no trends, no sounds really, or maybe like one or two. And then later on, I kind of tapped into that side that I maybe felt like a bit apprehensive or a bit shy about doing like the trend, and then actually really enjoyed it. And if you enjoy it,
so
people
fun.
can tell.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And I know there's some people in here in the chat like Lisa, and Creative Viking. We've got, I think there's a couple of maybe Sam's in here, but they've been making content for a while. So like I expect them to have a level of confidence and like the way they talk, and they do. You know, that's why I bought from them and I support them, and we're all friends and stuff. But for you literally just started a few weeks ago. You know, Katie started a few weeks ago. And there's a lot of people doing what you guys are doing. I think people are noticing, so people are doing it. But there's only a few that you get that vibe from and that aura. And I think that's just from you kind of just how you're just saying, you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to be myself. You know, like be myself or whatever, and just not make a big deal out of it, not be too awkward. Just kind of like put it out there, and like people can notice that. Like that's why your page has done so well. That's why all the people that we're like networked with are doing well, just in general, because we just like have, it's like that confidence and that belief that builds over time. You know, the more you get used to it, it's awesome. I love it.
Thank you. I think the one top tip that I have found just in general public speaking, talking to people, and I thought about as I made content, which, you know, if anyone else is looking for tips, has really worked for me, is I think just smile loads and have like positive facial expressions. Because if you're doing a trend and you're like, that's not that engaging, you know. But if you're like, hey guys, welcome, I'm so excited,
the cringy shit,
I think
you
that's
like
just so much more fun. I relate to people like that.
Well, it's, you want to get into it. It's like whenever you're like, when you watch TikToks, you want them to be into it so that you don't have to think about anything. It's like, that's why I don't go to as many plays, because sometimes I feel like they're trying too hard to act, and I'm like, bro, I'm thinking about it too much now. Like, it should be flawless, you know. And so like that's why I've always liked Fan of the Opera, the movie, rather than the actual opera, because I'm like, I don't feel like I'm being like played at, you know. And so I think people notice that, like on trends, like people will do a trend and be like, why isn't this going viral? And I'm like, because you like look like you want to die the whole time, and you don't look like you want to be there. It's not very good. It's not well put together. And like, that's like a lot of it. You just like take care of some like the random stuff and just kind of get yourself into it. And like when I do my TikToks, when I'm filming like literally in this chair, and I'll do like the trendy song ones, and I'm doing it, like I just get super into it, and I'm like, like I do it because when you like watch it back, it's fun. It looks cool.
It is fun.
You know,
it's fun to have energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
you want to be able to look at your account and be like, fuck yeah.
One sec. Sorry to interrupt.
I don't know what's happening.
I had to put my phone on do not disturb really quickly, because my housemate's messaging me like, can you let me in the house? And I'm like, can you ask someone else? I'm busy. But it's fine.
You can let her back. Do you need to let her in the house?
No, she's fine. Someone else is in, so they'll get her.
Oh.
It's cool.
You're like, no,
but I don't think she realized I was doing this, and she's like, hey, you busy? Can you let me in the house? And I was like, let me just reply to this text really quick, because as a matter of fact, I am. That's done now.
That's funny. I have one question. What's your least favorite part so far of the NFT world?
The trolley comments.
Oh, that's your
They're
least
not
favorite
fun.
part?
Yeah, so far.
Well, I like
sometimes
the trolly ones. People... You talking about the ones that are actually mean?
No, I don't get too many that are actually mean, but I think I get a lot of people who see one single video come up on their For You page and make a massive assumption about something, and then comment like, I got one that was like about me being happy that women are joining my Discord. Someone commented like, you realize you're making these women lose so much money because you're teaching them this like thing. And I was like, that's not what I do, but sure.
Yeah, that's true. That does suck. Yeah, when they make an assumption about your whole everything on 1 30-second video, that is shocking to me. I've never thought to do that, so I can't even put myself in their shoes, you know. and be like, oh, like I get them, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, how is this what you wrote? Like, how did you write this? There's no way you actually wrote this, because like I'm like, did you not? I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I don't know. Who's got the time to go hate on other
Yeah.
people? What does it get you?
That's the thing.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. I'm trying to think of what my least favorite part of it is. I think my least favorite part is that I'm making videos. A lot of my videos are paving the way for me for 1 year in the future to 3 years in the future. So a lot of my videos aren't moon boy focused and
Yeah.
like, you know, make $1 million. Which the problem with that is like I can make those videos every now and then you know my brand would grow bigger faster. But then the thing is, I would have those moon boys in my like audience, and I don't really care to have those people in my audience. So it's like I have to like choose. Like, do I choose to like actively make videos that I know aren't gonna get as many views and make me basically take way longer to get there, or do I kind of just like knowingly cheat the system a little bit and kind of use some certain things? And it's like it's tearing at me because I know both ways work. I just know one is going to take so much longer. Like there's a guy on YouTube who's making videos forever, but his content's like boring in the sense that he's not doing shilly content. And he's got like 600,000 subscribers, but he's been doing it for literally ever. Like he should have like 5 million, but he's got 600,000 because he doesn't make ridiculous content. And I'm like, oh. But the difference is I'm way more entertaining than him on camera. So I'm like, maybe I can still make it work. And so I haven't decided what I'm going to do. Like I thought about maybe making a video a week geared toward Moon Boys, but I just don't know. But
I think I saw some tweets from you actually that you'll think, you know, you might do some kind of anti-clickbait titles.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm not sure. Because if I can make the content good and just make the thumbnail part clickable, but the problem is I don't want it to be clicked by only people looking to make $100,000 tomorrow. Because if those people watch it, that's not going to help them because they're not looking for that content. So then it's a question of like, do I just want those numbers? Do I want to increase like the numbers? Does that like actually benefit me in the future? And that's the thing I don't know. So like my least favorite part is me having to like juggle literally on a daily basis whether or not I start to, you know, move into a more like clickbaity style or I don't know. I just hate that I have to play the game. I hate that I have to play that game in this world. So it stinks, but whatever.
Let me see. I've got a message. Faces and Faces is on my side now.
Oh, really?
Says Lisa. It flicked over. Actually, I wanted to do a bit of a shout out. So Faces of Faces is actually someone that I know. So his name's Ollie. He's like from the local area. He's actually
no way.
I don't think we've met. We've been like mutuals for ages, but we grew up in the same area. And like followed each other on Instagram for ages. And he can correct me if I'm wrong, but like he had more arts-based degree. So has been doing art for like a while. And he messaged me about like NFTs and we like had a chat about it. I think he was like quite in the know, but there was just like, how did you set it up? What are the gas fees like? And like took the plunge, and we've been kind of talking about it ever since. And I've like been trying to help him get to know the people that I know, so we can we've been in it together. Actually,
he's doing a great job. So way to go.
Did
you know I bought his NFT?
He literally told me today, like about 10 minutes before I joined this.
Yeah. I've been wanting that piece for a while. I've been looking at it. And I was like, man, I really want that piece. And then he started making more. Me and him talked. I like followed it back on TikTok, and I DM'd him a couple times. And we were chatting. He was like popping in and out of my lives, and I was like, you know what? I want to buy his fucking NFT. Like his NFT is really cool. I like him. He wants to do more content. He's posting more content. He wants to go live. I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, let's do this. And because it's expensive, you know, it was like $600 or something like that.
But you get so much physical with it.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited for that. That's gonna go somewhere in the studio somewhere. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's so cool. He just wrote, definitely wouldn't have done it this soon if it wasn't for you, Dom. That's so nice. That makes me so happy to like literally be able to connect with other people and like we're all in it together. And God, was it? It was your Twitter space actually. I think that you were talking about like abundance and there's room for everyone, and you know we can, you know, we're all gonna make it and all that. Like, you know, one person's success and uplifting another person. This is not a space where that takes away from your own. And we can all absolutely thrive, and it's just fantastic to see like there's so much positivity around.
Yeah, well, it was actually but you know what's funny? Like when I said that, I thought about it in a sense that I hadn't thought about it before too, which was I watched a podcast, and it was about like relationships and sex and like people who are in like open relationships and stuff.
Mm,
And I've never like fully understood open relationships beforehand, but I remember they explained it in a way where it, like made more sense than I ever had because they were like, it's interesting if you love someone, you're dating them in an open relationship, but then you like go off and go wherever and you meet this other person that's just as cool and you guys have a great time and you
mm,
guys go and do whatever and, and they're like, but they have like nothing to do with your relationship with this other person. Like that's like an entirely separate sector. And I was
mm.
like, oh, like I guess that is kind of true. Like you can still love someone and also do this other thing over here. And so when I thought about it in the sense of like we can all win in the scheme of NFT artists, I thought
Yeah,
wow, like you really can like even though yeah technically it's the same audience, you know, there's enough people to buy both. It's not like you're both putting out 10,000 pieces of art and everyone's gonna buy all
yeah,
of it. Putting out a few pieces and like you can all make sales and we all rise as like the NFT artists rise, you know.
definitely. I so agree.
And then I had a question over here for how are you
Hmm.
trying to inject what you care about into your NFTs? Like, what's your goal here with your NFTs and like making content around NFTs and stuff? Long term vision.
Shall I start? Do you want to start?
If you have an answer, you can go ahead for sure.
Well, I mean, I think firstly, I started in a more ex- exploration sense, just started trying it out, selling them, and then it was later that I was reflecting on the big U word, the big question of utility, which I like hadn't had a clue about, and I was like, should I be offering this? Should I be offering this? Am I doing it wrong? There were no kind of bits of utility that I kind of felt like I could get my heart behind. Like, yeah, I could sell prints, that's cool, but I'm not like jazzed about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I was really thinking about it, and I was like, oh, do you know what I could do? I mean, if you're making all this money, what you can do is give back. So I decided to pledge to make this project and all future projects have a charity angle, and that's what I'm injecting back, not directly into the NFT space but into the world in general. So for my first collection, even though it's already out and been minted or whatever, I've still decided that when I reach a point of selling out, which might still be in a while, I can calculate the total profits and donate 15% to a charity I picked, which is a period poverty charity that I worked with before. And then in future, as you know, Cade, I've like made a Discord channel with all my holders, and we can all vote on the charities together. So this first one I've picked, it's my choice, but later on we can all decide and we can all give
Yeah.
back, and it'll be amazing. And I can't
That's
wait.
gonna be dope. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same kind of thing. Like I'm thinking into the future of where my brand's gonna be, and I definitely want to
Mm.
have. For me, and I don't know how it is in other places, but the United States, all I've heard about this year is like charities being like rug pulls. Basically, like people will like donate to a charity and they like won't use that money for what they say. So I was like,
Mm.
fuck, I'm gonna like make just how I have like the Joyage art exhibition and I have like the Joyage Kingdom brand, and like I can just put my name Joyage on everything that I can touch. And so I was thinking
Mm.
like way later down the line, I would do like the Joyage Kingdom, whatever charity or whatever the word would be. And I was like, that would be dope because I can like actually have a hand and know exactly where the money's going into. Because for now, like I don't obviously have those kind of funds and like means to do that. So like I'm gonna have to just go with charities in the states. But I'm excited to do that too because that you can like yeah you can pick some every now and then that are for you that you can like vet out yourself and then you can do some by put on by the community. Like a lot of people in my Discord have thought about they're like yeah we should do like a treasury and you make like 50 NFTs or whatever and they're each however much money, $100 or whatever,
Mm.
and have okay now we have $3,000. What should we do with it? And then we like make a
Yeah.
thing like that. Like that's always kind of fun too, and that grows as your brand grows. Like like if you keep going and one day you got like 100K or a million, then those people do want to be part of it, and that's where utility becomes easy because then you're like okay, utility means you can like whatever have a chat or like we can do this together or whatever it
Mm.
ends up being. Like for me, like the OG Joyagers in my Discord just have the chance to literally ping me whenever they want. There's only like 100 of them in there. So like
Yeah.
anytime, like one of them the other day, like called me and was like, "Hey, like I have this idea for an NFT project. What do you think?" And normally I wouldn't give someone the time of day unless they were pitching me for like a paid thing. But since he's like one of my 100 people, I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course I have 30 minutes just to talk to you and hang out." And
That
so
is
like
so
that's
nice.
Yeah. So that's like what's one easy way to do for utility. If people want to be around you, and that's why people are following you, then just easier access. Especially because right now the YouTubers and content creators now, all of us have Discords, especially the NFT world. So we're getting started early. But before us, NFT or content creators and Discords weren't a thing. Like unless they responded to your comment, you weren't talking to them.
Yeah.
And so that's the utility angle of the NFTs. Like you now can't speak directly to them, especially when they're big.
This is so crazy because I would go back to like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where I thought Discord was just like a platform for like mostly gamers and that kind of space.
Damn.
To like joining Discord, to being involved in Discord, and now I have my own Discord.
Yeah.
And that's been quite fast, and like set it up and everything. And yeah, I talk to people a lot on there. It's been so amazing, and I've had a lot of women join. Actually, it's not a women's only space, but I felt like a lot of women have gravitated towards me. I feel like I don't know, just gives a safe space in a area that's quite male dominated, and it's just been like so crazy to be able to just chat to people, sometimes share just like shit about my day, sometimes answer questions, and I love it. Like I love
it's fun, right? Once you have a few people in there and you're all talking and chatting, it's the best thing. Like literally, like one of the things I do in the morning that I started doing recently because of having some like horrible like just anxiety about like not having enough time, whatever. And so when I wake up in the morning, it usually starts because the first thing I do is I think about what needs to be done, like what I have to do. Can I finish this real quick before I do anything, literally? And I'm like, okay, I need to like start my day off a little bit better. And so I'll sit there and like try and think of things that give me like a healthy dopamine rush. That's like not, oh, I could do this and have that. It's like, oh, what am I like actually happy about? And I'm like, oh, like I'm happy that people jump into my Discord first thing in the morning and say like good morning. I'm like, that makes me happy. So like, when I jump in and people are chatting about something without me in it, and I'm like, wow, these people are in my own Discord talking to themselves. I'm like, whoa, like this is crazy. And it's like those things make me happy. And so yeah, Discord's literally the best thing ever. It's literally the best thing ever. And one thing I would say for you, because at some point you're gonna have too many people likely. I mean, especially if you keep going in NFTs and whole group of people.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed that we all keep going. And you guys are the first round. We're all in the first string. If you started in 2020, your first string, right? And so, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, we are the OGs. Like there's a reason that there's like 5 crypto channels that matter and everyone else is noise. Like they are the guys who have been here since the beginning, 2012, 2013 of crypto. We're the first round of NFTs. Like people before 2021, maybe they were into NFTs, but NFTs weren't mainstream anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah. We came in 2021. So if you're at a point where your Discord's got 10,000 people in it, which is very, very possible, that'll be too many people to be able to like have a good thing going. So what I did with my Discord is we chopped it at 1,000. Like at 1,000, we closed off the gate basically. Anyone who joins after that can still join, but there's going to be like a public Discord where everyone can talk, and that'll be like not the peanut gallery, but like that's where like at some point thousands of people will be talking, and it won't be like a personal thing where we can chat. It'll be like so many people, random people, moon boys, stuff like that, and or at least for me, because I'm making content just in general about the NFT space. But I cut it off for 1,000. I was like, look, this will never be open again. We have 1,000 people. We can actually talk in here and read people's messages, And I would definitely say if you're looking to be a content creator, which it looks like you're going to be able to navigate your way around because you've been able to personally brand yourself in there too. I think you could become just like a personality in this world. So
personality, a single name, just Dom, like Madonna.
It's weird, but that's what we're doing. We're building the brand of like
pretty much
your name, I guess, or your face or whatever. And if your face is there, tied up with like every trend, like that's why I make videos based on like trendy subjects. They see, oh, the trendy subject that popped up yesterday, oh, Kate's face, and they're like, oh yeah, Kate covers content that's pertinent and relatable and important, and then I start to get that with you. And so they look at Dom, they're like, oh yeah, Dom. They're like, oh, NFT art, oh, NFT artist, oh, and they see all these things, they're like, oh, like whatever else you're advocating, and you start to be that person they think of when they think of that, and that's very powerful because then they not that they rely on you, but you're that person, and that's gonna give you like the best opportunity in the social game.
I know. You got a question?
Just making sure I didn't miss any. I know Lisa was. I think these are messages from earlier.
Yeah, Lisa had to go. I think.
Probably we've been on for
I think it's very late for her.
Yeah. Okay, then I have for one question. Is there anything you've been struggling with recently, NFTs or not NFTs related?
Very good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, NFTs related, we'll start there. It's just like thinking about what to do next. Okay, like there's been the big build up, countdown to the collection's out, first few sales. Yeah, cool, amazing. What do you do now? And I know that you and Sydney had, the video about how to brand, and then she had the part 2 of how to keep up the momentum. So that's something that I really tried to listen to and absorb and think about what other things I could offer and keep talking about. But I think that's slightly more difficult than the pre-collection part, because the plan's kind of already for you there. If you're showing how you're making an NFT, then you're showing how to make an NFT. Okay, it's made now. But there's a lot of things that I see. I mean, Natalie from Charging Malls does it really well. She's got a whole series on like explaining NFT language that she can keep going, and there's so much to give for that. And other people are just doing other topics and explanations. So that's what I think I'm gonna try and do, because there might be some overlapping content. Some people might follow all of us, but there'll be some people that follow just me, and it'll still be helpful for them because they won't see it 50 times.
They just might not see, Lisa's video on it. They just might see your, so it's important to cover it, because right now it feels like it's too much information and everyone's seeing it. The thing is, like, most people aren't seeing this content just in general, just by the numbers, like only 100 to a few thousand are seeing it anyway. And so it's like, whatever, we need to get these messages out because they're important. So fuck it, like, you make the same video that whoever made the other day because only 800 people maybe saw that video.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all just doing the same shit. But yeah, it's hard. Like that post project, what do you do next? Because there is no like, what do you do next? It's just like, what is after this period? Like now that you launched the collection, like everything is after that. And it's more about like, that's why, since my project has already launched like months ago, and I'm launching 2 more before the like my collectible projects, which would be like the big brand one. Those little access key NFTs I'm making, like I have to tell them like every couple of weeks, like, hey, by the way, if you're invested in this project, you're basically signing up for like a 2 to 10 year deal here. Like, I don't know how long it's going to take. I might not start this brand until 5 years from now. Like, I just don't know what it's going to look like. I don't think it will, because NFTs move so fast. Everything went from nothing to everything it is in 2 or 3 months for me. So I'm like, I don't know what it'll be like in 2 years, but I imagine it'll be nothing like this. So I've kind of told them like, hey, by the way, like, you're investing in me. You think I'm going to be a bigger YouTuber person or whatever in a few years. You think I'll have access to all these people and these things and these events in a few years. So nothing should change if it takes 5 years or 5 months, like as far as what you bought in and why you're holding. And I make sure to communicate that often. And I'm like, also, I'm not just like saying that and then doing nothing. Like, I'm still making videos every day, providing value in different sectors, while also being like, hey, by the way, like, it's dope you guys are here, continually pushing the brand, like building belief in the brand, the message. I do lives every week with them, and we talk about just the Joyage Kingdom brand and where we're headed, get them excited continually on a weekly basis. Like, oh, I'm so yoked to be here, and it's growing every week. You're getting more people. And as you do that, people like really start to fuck with your brand. And maybe you start to go into like a brand focused thing where you like Dom becomes like you, and then you have a brand name that's different, or maybe it's the same. But it's just crazy. Like, we're basically trying to become content creators backwards by selling things for people who want to invest in you from before you're anything. It is weird, but I mean, I don't fucking know. That's just what we're doing here. Like, no one's ever done it, so we're just like kind of here.
Literally. And then we'll look back in like however much time and think about how many things have changed, which I'm sure they will, and other things will be the same. I don't know. I think it's just like the craziest journey, and I absolutely can't wait for what's in store. I can't predict for what's in store perfectly yet, but yeah. Oh, I just got a question.
Yeah.
Do you have anything in mind for any art or your next release? You're working on it, Kate, and I'm about to start working on it. My Finding Balance project.
Yes.
And for anyone, for anyone that's watching and like isn't sure what that is, so that's kind of Lisa and Soul Animals challenge. It's on Twitter. You just put in hashtag finding balance, and it's like a
Mhm.
prompt to make your own art piece. And I think it's actually so cool that we can all work on the same prompt together, because you can see different interpretations. Yeah, I've just started jotting down some ideas, but not many wheels in motion yet.
Yeah, I just love the submissions we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Because some of them are really fucking good. Really fucking good. And it's dope because at the end of that, everyone's seeing these, like, the journey of people making these NFTs. And then for a lot of them, they're going to probably sell it as an NFT. And that's fun. You know, like, people are like, oh, I've been looking at this. I've been watching her make it for 2 weeks now. I've been there in live while she's doing it. Like, a few people in the chat right now, I think, have been there, like, while I'm creating some of these NFT art pieces with me, giving me advice, like, hey, what do I do here? Yeah, and I'm like, dude, they're like, if they end up buying it, they're gonna be so stoked to have that piece because we like emotionally connected while we were doing this, and like that's fun for me. And so for my next NFT, because currently the only way in is through one of my first 2 collections as far as getting into the Joyage Kingdom, like access key NFTs, and so those are expensive to get in. Like my first collection, I think the floor for that is near $1,000, and then for the second one, it's like $10,000, whatever, to get in for the floor. Just because I've communicated with them that like these are buy and hold, like they're not going to be interesting, and so that's what those are. So it's really expensive to get in. But the third and fourth collection are not going to be expensive to get in. They're going to be cheap mints, just like I've been telling everyone. I'm like, you don't have to have expensive mints, especially if you're building still. Like you want to be able to get people in the door if they want to join. But it'll be difficult. Like everyone who, like for this first NFT that I'm making for Finding Balance, it's only available to people who participate in this first challenge with the Finding Balance. There's only going to be a pool of what, 10 or 20 artists or something, right?
Yeah, I have no idea. And we're all quite close-knit group as well.
Yeah, and so I'm excited because whoever gets to that one probably will it's not going to look to flip it like tomorrow kind of thing. And it'll be like a special piece. So
that'd be so cool. I can't wait. Yeah, to just like have the Twitter space on the 21st and the 22nd, and like just all be able to come together on this challenge. Like I think it's something really, really special. And I know Lisa has left this live now, but shout out to you. And
for real. And I mean, she was also the reason I did the art exhibition, because I was like, wait, this is a thing we should make into like a thing. This should be a thing. And if we're already leading this art revolution anyway, and we're going to be like the OGs, like we might as well just have a place where we can, like how they were saying they wanted to do like a group Discord, what they put together the other day. And I was like, we should do a group Twitter. And they're like, well, we're going to do a Discord. And I was like, okay, well, if you guys are going to do a Discord and you guys are going to work together, that's a interesting idea. I just think Twitter is a better way to do it. And I was like, well, I've been wanting to do these like at least to put on that the art challenge thing. And I was like, that's actually a perfect way to build the art community, just as like not as a personal brand, but the art exhibition would be like extension of my brand, the Joyage Kingdom, but it would be like its own like entity. It would be like a company or whatever it would be, and they would put on events and get those sponsored, like maybe Solsi sponsors the Joyage Kingdom art exhibition challenge in 5 years or something, you know. And so then we get all the artists who are like in there, and then all the people who are new, they all join, and I don't fucking know. I don't know anything after that, but that's literally like all I thought about. And so we put that together, and that's really fun. Like we share art pieces, we reshare artist content on that page. Like anyone who's following that is basically seeing the content being circulated through. Like I reshare, we retweet. I go through people I'm following, and I see if there's something they've posted that's interesting recently, retweet that, because everyone following that page is interested in this stuff. And then I can retweet or reshare someone's TikTok if I thought that was something important or interesting. And just like different ways artists can get started, because I forgot when you're getting started that you literally don't know anything, like nothing about the most trivial shit, the things you don't even think about to make a TikTok video about. They literally don't know that part, and you're like, wow, oh my god, there's actually a lot I can offer here.
Yeah, I get a lot of questions. That is weird to think that I'm actually in a space where I can answer a lot of questions.
I know,
like,
right?
A few weeks ago, I could not have told you shit. But now I can.
It was funny. In the real world, you can learn something in 3 or 4 months, and in this world, you can learn something in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, literally.
3 to 4 days sometimes.
Honestly, if you've got COVID and you got time.
Oh my god, yeah, literally. Oh my god, dude. When I had, like, it's interesting because the last couple of times I've been like, not bedridden, but like when I had COVID, when I got my ACL surgery, and I was like sitting there
Oh,
essentially doing nothing on my computer. I remember I was always like, man, I wish like this isn't that bad. I was like, I
God.
wish I had a job where I could just not have to leave most of the time and just kind of like be here. And then my best friend Devin started a company where he sold these things, which are wrist rests. Like if you have a raised keyboard, you put your wrist on it,
Oh,
and they literally are amazing. They're all custom resin, and so that company is doing so much better than anyone ever in our entire lives thought he would do. It's literally he's basically a rich man, and so I watched him do that from his bedroom because I was his roommate, and I watched that whole business grow from literally nothing, 37 followers, and making 2 sales a week to making like over $10,000 to $20,000 a month, I think. As just a one man mission, and I watched him do it all, and I was like, holy shit! And kind of watching all that, it's just been bizarre. Because I kind of saw it all happen and kind of see it work, and it kind of opened my eyes to the things that are possible in not in the NFT world. It's just like if you can understand how people work, and if you can understand a decent bit about digital marketing specifically and how to build a personal brand, you can literally work from bed. Like there's like today I was in bed earlier and I was sitting on my phone for a second, and I was like, I could literally have a full day of work right here on my phone, and
it's
I
the
literally could.
dream.
It's just ridiculous, dude. It's like, oh my god, like I'm sitting here in my room at this desk, and I literally have if I had someone feeding me food through that door, I never technically have to leave. It's absurd, and it's possible for so many people. I don't think people realize like how possible it really is in this world.
Mm,
You can get hired for something really dumb. You can literally
mm.
get a full-time job because you post cool videos, and they're like, we want to sponsor you. We just want our name on your shit. Like you can get a full job from that. And
You
people are
literally
doing that on
can.
TikTok every day. You wear their hoodie every day, and all your videos you wear their hoodie, and people watch your videos every day, and they're getting 20,000 clicks a day, and they're seeing this constantly, and they're like subconsciously saying, oh, like
Mm.
I like Dom, she's always wearing this whatever shirt you're wearing, stars. What is that? It's backwards.
Starter
Starters.
skateboard,
Yeah, like imagine, dude, they like paid you X amount of dollars per
not an
month
ad.
just to wear that. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah.
a sponsor. Let's get a sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had to get up there for a second and shut the door. Everyone's having a right jolly outside my room.
Oh man, are they really?
Yeah. It's fine. They're watching as well. They're laughing along. But
Oh,
yeah.
they're on TikTok watching?
Yeah. Oh, my friend Ollie Creed just joined. Hello.
Oh, hell yeah.
And some other people. I have quite a few friends from home watching this, which is so nice. Thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate you.
There was something I was going to show you.
Yeah.
I can find it. It was from. I think Charles is in the. Let's see if Charles is in the chat right now. I don't know if I can tell who's in here watching, but I know that's creative. He was. I think he was here. I don't know if he's here right now, but he's sending me a print. He found his original print of this NFT, the one I bought the other day.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And he found like the original. I think it was oil pastel. He said, and he was like, "Dude, do you like want this?" And I was like, yes. Are you fucking kidding me? And he like has the original
100%.
piece, so I'm gonna get that. And I saw like Lisa's doing that with her journals. I think she's making. She's sending the photos. And I was like, this is so fun because it's not like we all have a ton of followers or anything, and we're all just like kind of like sending each other like really special things in the beginning. And especially if we're all here, there's no reason we shouldn't be here in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I was like, these might be like the actual relationships we develop right now might literally be the relationships we have in 5 years, and we're speaking at a keynote event in fucking LA in like 10 years. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
god.
That stuff gets me pumped and really excited because I'm like, I believe, like, that's why I buy art from you guys, because I like believe in that vision, and I can see all the people that I buy from being right up there at that event, like with us doing an event. Or if like the Joyage Kingdom's so big that we put together the art exhibition and it's like a legit thing, and we've rented out
That'd
like
be so sick.
auditorium, and like we're all there because we all flew in or something. Like these ideas make me so fucking excited.
You're making me excited now as well. Like, imagine.
God,
Manifest
all I do is
it.
dream. That's literally all I do is dream. That's why I know. Yeah, exactly. Manifest. I am. That's what we're doing. I know, and I believe like that'll happen. Like that is a far-fetched dream, but to me, that's not like a dream. Like that's very realistic, just from what I've seen. I don't know if you know the YouTuber arena in the UK, like with KSI versus Logan Paul, who are big like online social media people.
Yeah, no, I've heard
But
about KSI and Logan Paul. I'm not actually too into known YouTube people, but they were so
it doesn't
famous that
matter.
obviously I heard about
It's
them, but I
just an
haven't heard about
example.
Rena.
Yeah, it's just an example. Like just seeing,
Yeah.
so they're basically YouTubers. Like KSI was like a gamer YouTuber, and he did like reaction videos. Logan Paul's like a vlogger. Anyways, they this past like 3 years, I've like got really into watching YouTube because I was like fucking depressed and like living like going to college, like hating everything. So I'd watch these guys' YouTube videos because they were so consistent. They were always posting, right? And like nothing was consistent in my life, so at least a content creator could post consistently, and I could just rely on them or whatever. And so I watched them go from these annoying vloggers to like real ass like trend shifters and like trend leaders and like real men, not men, but like real like adults here, like growing out of this kid
Yeah.
phase. And I watched them like literally take over the world. They went from these vlogger people who lived on YouTube, being called YouTubers and cringe, to putting on events like put on by ESPN, Showtime, being on real TV, real interviews, like people in like real world traditional sense are talking about these people. And watching them go from like fighting YouTubers to like Jake Paul, his brother, fighting a professional athlete and beating him and knocking him out. And I was like, oh my God, like these motherfuckers just took life and were like, no. And they just did something else and they literally did it. And I was like, I can do that. And so that's kind of what these manifestations the past couple of years has been. And so I'm huge on on just manifesting in general. NF underscore she's prepping up for the Twitter Spaces in a bit. So yeah, we'll see you there a little
What's
bit.
the time?
It's that's at.
I think I promised her 10:30, which is in about 15 minutes. So.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right. I think I did the same, so I'll be in there with you. So we've got like a couple minutes.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, actually, unless you have something on that point or like any last questions, we probably should log off for a couple minutes before we get started on Twitter Space.
Yeah, we probably should. I was just gonna, take this time to kind of talk actually about, the elephant in the room, as in my NFTs and what they're about. Because I realize there's loads of people that have been listening to me talk about like where I live, where I go to uni, what I think about, what I had for dinner, and not actually like the thing. So I'll just fill you in for anyone that's here. I don't know how many people are watching on your side because I don't know.
There's a handful of people right now. Even though we just said we're leaving, we're going to go on for another second here.
Just a little second. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about like my NFT project. So it's my first collection. It's on Saucy. It's Matisse inspired, kind of feminine shapes called the Flowing Forms. And they're really cool. And each of them represents something different. And I really enjoyed making it. And if anyone wants to have a look, I just really appreciate that. We'll find a little shill here. You have to get it in.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you say that, and I remember that I'm supposed to do this for my channel because Lisa brought it up in our conversation, I think, about making like a series of my TikToks because I'm doing this for my new ones. Like I'm making like a lot of videos for my one or two NFTs. But I was like, man, I could do that for all my NFTs and just like explain each one by one that I've already done.
Yeah.
And just increase awareness about each piece. And you could do that too. Like every rendition of your NFT that you did, make one full 30-second to 2-minute video about it.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and plus people would love that, especially your holders who hold that NFT. They get to see a whole piece about it. They'll feel more special. That'll increase their diamond holders. And yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I will do that. I think I've done some ones where it's like a combined, like it's few in a series. I've done a bit of a collection tour, and I made sure to write something very detailed under each NFT because if someone watches the video and they might like forget about it or whatever, forget what I said, but if it's written in there, it's like in the metadata. You can figure out what is going on. But yeah, I will do a deeper exploration, maybe even so people can ask me some stuff about them, so we can engage and discuss together.
Yeah,
like you would at a gallery or so.
Definitely. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being in this live with us. Thank you for all the likes. Here, I'm gonna screenshot. Oh, fuck, I hate doing this. Well, actually, no. We're just gonna make this a thing. Like Sam's usually in here. Maybe Sam will screenshot. Someone screenshot this.
I'll screenshot it.
All right, do you want to screenshot?
There you go. I did one.
Fire. Okay, we got a one. Perfect. Okay. Well, sweet. That was fun. That was really fun.
That was so fun. Thanks so much for talking to me for nearly an hour and a half. It's been a great little chat.
We did. Wow. Damn. Okay. Cool. That was really fun. That was really fun chatting, and I feel like we already have because we made so much content around and like responded back and forth. Like it's fun that we get to do this with everyone, or like almost everyone. We're gonna try and get everyone to 1,000 followers. I think most of them have passed 1,000 or coming close on it, and so we can be doing lives like weekly or monthly or whatever. So I'm
I'd
excited.
love that.
So hell yeah. Okay, well I'll see you in like 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Or no,
see you
wait,
in a
no,
minute. See you in a Twitter space. If anyone wants to join,
wait, what
it's
time is
run
it
by
at?
NFT.
Oh, we have 9 minutes. We have 9 minutes. Okay, fire.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. We will see you later. Bye.
Thanks.
Or, how do I turn this off? Oh, there's a power button.